to see you guys again. So this week we have another story about being courageous. It's the story of Queen Esther, and there is a book called Esther that's all about her. Again, it's a pretty long book, so I can't read the entire thing, but I'll tell you what happens. Esther is a Jew, and she believes in God and follows God with all of her heart. And she lives in the kingdom of King Xerxes, who was known to be a little impulsive and didn't really think things through all the time. Well, King Xerxes decided that he would dismiss his queen, and then he went looking for a new queen. And out of all of the beautiful women in the land, Esther was chosen. It changed her life completely. Now, the king had a number of people who would give him advice here and there, and one of these people was named Haman. And to make a long story short, Haman did not like the Jews. He didn't like how they only worshiped God and listened to what God said to do. Now, nobody knew that Esther was a Jew. She kept it secret because the Jews weren't always liked by everyone. Well, one day Haman got a crazy idea that he would tell King Xerxes to make a new law. And the law was that people all over the kingdom could destroy the Jews and take all of their things. When Esther heard about this, she was really afraid. She didn't know what to do. In those days, the queen was not allowed to go talk to the king unless the king called for her. Can you imagine? Just going to talk to the king without being invited could get her killed. But Esther knew that if she didn't go in to talk to the king, all sorts of people could be killed, all of the Jews in all the kingdom. She was so afraid, but she knew what the right thing was to do. She had to go and talk to the king. So she made a plan. She decided she would fast for 3 days. That means not eating anything. And while she fasted, she prayed and she asked for God's favor. And then at the end of the 3 days, she went to see the king. When she appeared before him, she didn't know what would happen. But she stood tall and she waited. And then the king extended his royal scepter to her, which was a sign that he would let her come in and talk. He didn't kill her. Esther's courage to go and speak to the king, even when it could cost her life, ended up saving the lives of thousands of people. Esther is an amazing story of someone choosing to do the right thing, the thing they know is the right thing to do, even when they are afraid, and even when there are real consequences for doing it. Wow, I'm so glad we have this example of Esther. So our challenge this week is to do the right thing even when something might happen to you. Even if someone might be mad at you, or you might lose something that you really like, or when something else could happen. Maybe you have 2 friends, and one friend tries to convince you that you should be their friend only because they don't like this other friend. Maybe they tell you you should stop talking to your other friend, but you know that that would really hurt your other friend's feelings. Even if this friend's going to be mad at you, you know the right thing to do. You know that it's important to be kind to everyone. And so, how can you have courage and do the right thing even when you're afraid that maybe you'll lose this friend? Or maybe you were having a race with your brother or sister, and there was a prize for who cleaned up the fastest or something like that. And just maybe you didn't exactly clean up the way you were supposed to, and some things ended up under your bed, but you finished first. And your parents gonna give you the reward. Maybe you get ice cream. Maybe you get a new book. Maybe you get 50 cents. But you know in your heart the right thing. Your brother or sister took longer because they did it the right way. And you know you should tell your mom or dad, but you're afraid of losing the prize. What do? How can you have courage to do what you know is right, even when you're afraid of something that will probably happen? You'll probably lose the prize. Can you still have courage and do the right thing, just like Esther? Let's try it this week, friends. Let's try to have courage even when we know something might happen that we won't enjoy. Esther gave us a great example of how to do this. So let's try it this week, okay? Okay, friends. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.